I think this is a cultural change, if you will. So you have to have, as an enterprise, the programs to ensure that everyone in the company understands the value of the privacy laws and the compliance and regulatory compliance and all of that. Because that happens not only on the programs, it happens in the conversations that you're having, the type of information that you're capturing, and how you relate to your customers and things like that. So this is part of the conversation that you need to have at the company level for everyone. Then the second point is make sure that you have the right documentation and the right communication channels to ensure that for different areas, whether you're designing applications, whether you're designing websites, whether you are doing marketing programs, whether you're in sales, to make sure that they do understand the type of compliance that they have to go through, right? To understand the requirements that exist, not necessarily telling them how exactly things have to be done, because they're very intelligent people, right? What you want to make sure is that you give them what is that we're looking for in terms of the things that we need to be in compliance with, what tools and methodologies you provide to them to attain that purpose, attain that goal. And then, and this is interesting in terms of what is it you do for regulatory compliance, right? What methods, infrastructures, and programs and solutions you have in place to ensure that you have a way to confirm that we're really in compliance, right? And that goes in terms of a whole program to define and say, what if you're not? I mean, because even with all the information that you provided, even with everything that you have, there may be spaces where it's not possible to attain compliance right from the get-go. And you have to go in there and say, what is that process that I have to make them compliant, right? And what you do in the meantime, those type of programs and strategies have to be in place in order for us to say, not only do we have everything that is needed to provide the information on how to do this, but also what is that we have in place to ensure and to have ways and tools that allow us to confirm that in fact we are in compliance and that we'll never deviate from that, because you have a snapshot and say, oh, we are in compliance today. About tomorrow, I don't know, right? That's part of the process that I think people will need to do.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I think the challenges we face is that culture is hard. Changing culture in an organization, and particularly large organizations, can be challenging depending on who you are and how you're trying to change it. And when it comes to privacy regulations and security and things to that effect, you're on your heels if you're approaching it from a perspective where we have to be compliant and we have to do this in order to fill in the blank. Of course, that's a given, but how do you begin to influence a culture change, particularly with marketers who perhaps perceive this as a frustrating eventuality or an expensive one, is to start focusing on also the value propositions that come along with shifting towards a more proactive privacy by design approach to your organizational decision making.